It's now 4 p.m. and I just woke up. And I'm probably wondering, holy crap, you wake up at 4 p.m.? Not all the time. Whenever I have a weird dream that I like to get back to, I would be willing to go back to sleep for as long as it takes to get back to that dream. And this time it just happened to took till 4 p.m. So get ready for this one. This is a wild dream I'm about to tell you all. It starts off like through most of the dream. It starts off me playing Dakiji. That's it, Dakiji. Dakiji is a game from the Squid Games. It's like where there's two cards you play with, and they're like fat cards that are like folded up or something into squares. And you sit there and you're supposed to slap them on top of each other, taking turns trying to flip the card. It's like, alright, I'll throw this one card down at this card that's laying on the ground, and it'll flip. Alright, then it's the other person's turn to pick up their card, and wait. And then the other person goes, man, of course, every time I get to a good story, man, people around here like to shit on it. But then the other person goes, and then they're supposed to throw their card down at the card I used, and then they flip it, alright? And you keep going until one person isn't able to flip the card on the ground by slamming the other card on top of it. And in my dream, no one lost. But instantly, I was put into a different place. Like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for it. Just like with most of my life, I never asked for this crap. I have to deal with it. But I swear, boom, I wasn't even myself in the ending part of this dream. I was like I think I was a high schooler because I was next to a high school, and the one person I do remember from the dream, this like this black girl, but I think she looked like she was a teen, and there's I think other teenagers around too, like as if it was after school time. That's what it reminded me of. So I was this teenager at the end of the dream, and then I looked up in the sky where everyone else was looking, and I seen this huge meteor, like the size of it was a width of four. Sorry, people, if you're like, why? I wonder why he's so mad at his mom. It's because she always promises, let's go to the store now, let's go to the store now. Next thing you know, in fact, I'd be waiting there by the door, and she'll be like, I'm too tired to go to the store. I should have realized she was always faking sick and faking tired through most of my life. So I can't wait to get away from these liars, though. That's the thing. It's like, I don't care if you don't feel like going. If you don't feel like going, tell me. But don't sit there and lie to me and act like we're going to go and get me ready. And the next thing I know, I'm wasting my time. Sorry, people. That's just very aggravating. That's why I hate when they get in the background of these. Even if they don't belong in these videos. They don't belong on this channel. They really don't. Liars. Liars don't. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you all away from the liars, though. So don't get fooled by their innocent act. They're not innocent. They're evil. They're pure evil. They want to be in the video, there they go. They get to be in the video. Back to the story. Back to the dream. So I'm looking up in the sky with everyone else, and I realize that there's this giant meteor about to impact the Earth. And it doesn't look like how they show like what would look like for a point of view if you see a meteor about to strike the Earth. What people show is like just like a flash beam of light, you know. And the next thing you know, you'll probably see the meteor for a split second when it's like within 10 or 12 feet. But what I saw, it was different than that. I guess because the meteor wasn't directly heading towards me, but it was like about to hit 2 blocks over, you know? So I got to see the side view, and the side view was crazy. It was like, so this meteor was the width of 4 properties, and it was the height of a factory. It basically was a flying factory, like just a giant rock about to smack down. And it looked like a piece of the moon, too, a dark side of the moon. It was crazy. And then so, as soon as I seen that thing about, like, the meteor about to hit the ground, I turn around and I go to run. But as soon as I go to run, it's like, you know, at the end of the movies where, like, the at some end of the movies or some end of TV shows they do that jump freeze frame. That's what I did basically, because I felt my body like I felt like I think I heard the impact of the meteor, and then as soon as I heard it, I went to go jump to get a farther distance, but there was no chance. Like I was running, okay? Like think about it. A meteor striking 2 blocks away, the size of a factory or 4 properties wide. You think I'm gonna outrun that? Come on now. I'm not the Flash. I don't think even the Flash would be ready for that one. Maybe he would. I don't know. I don't think so because it was such a fast, like, I only took 3 steps. And then I did that jump. And the next thing I knew, I guess a blast happened and it surrounded me and I felt it. It felt so weird. It felt like pressure all over my body, like everywhere, head to toe. It felt like something wrapped me, and it was that blast. It was from the blast. But it freaked me out so much it woke me up. And then so I went back to sleep. Let's see if I could finish that dream. Let's see if there's any questions. You know, I have questions now. In fact, that dream messed me up. I'm out here looking up at the sky expecting to see a meteor basically heading toward Earth. Now here's the thing. Lately, like last month, in my dreams I was told that I was needed in my dreams because something was going to happen in the dream world. Like all the people from the dream were basically all acting worried and, you know, anxious in a way. But they wouldn't tell me why. I think that's why. It could either be two things, honestly. One, it could be because it doesn't make any. I don't really use. I don't do that at all. Like I've done that a couple of times, but not a lot of times. Where it's like I'll change bodies in my dream, and I'll be someone else. And it always happens the same way too. It happens like at the end of the dream, right when I'm about to wake up. Now, of course, that could be these two idiots that live here with me, being so loud and ruining like trying to get inside my dreams, trying to mess with my dreams. They think it's funny. They think it's funny to get in people's heads like that. I don't. Don't be like them ever, people. Don't ever be like them. You see me smoking here? Yeah. I wouldn't be smoking so much if I didn't live with jack-offs like that. But then again, it's just in their human nature, you know. If they try their best to be good, the next thing you know, they can't do it 24/7. They can't be good 24/7. It's like they got evil bone inside their body or something around here. Sorry, I keep getting off track because it's stupidity I gotta deal with. But anyways, it could mean two things basically to me, in my opinion. One being, it was showing me a glimpse to another universe that's getting attacked, like not attacked, but has to deal with the meteor problem right now. I do believe in other universes out there because what do we like? What we know is we know that there's planets out there that could hold life form, honestly, just like ours. But it's so far away, there's no chance of getting to it for us right now, or probably even ever because it's so far away. You know how if we don't got the material to get there now, you know what's it going to change if we wait around and meanwhile we're wasting our resources? What's going to happen? We're going to get more. How so? The only way we're going to be able to explore space even more than we are now is if someone out there on a different universe comes to us first and they help us with like they bring us supplies to do so. You know, we can't do it with the supplies we got. We only got enough supplies to basically explore our own solar system. Not even our full solar system too. On the like last two planets of the solar system, we can't get there yet, even after all this time. Of course we can't. We don't got the power to. We ain't got the supplies, but we do got the supplies to see as far as we can, and it's a lot farther than we can go. And that's how we know about those planets. At least that's what they say. Then again, they could lie. They could be lying to us. It's untelling, really. When I woke up from that dream, I thought about it. So it could be another universe, and if it was another universe, I could imagine it being another universe. Like if it looked like humans, it looked like us. So if it was another universe, it was a universe like ours. And if it was like ours, most likely they lied to those people and they didn't tell them the meteor was coming. And I had to witness what it would be like if you are in the meteor strike zone, and unprepared, just getting out from school or something, and next thing you know, you look up at the sky and boom, it's all over. That's horrible. It's a scary feeling. Anyways, I went back to sleep to see, do some more snooping around. And what I found, man, it was crazy. Because the next time I went back to sleep, there was meteors all throughout the sky. So I think it's possibly just a dream universe that's facing this meteor outbreak, whatever it is. And I don't understand that if it's a dream world, because that don't make no sense. In the dream world, they got enough power to go through any universe they want in the dream world. So how is it that rocks are their problem? Giant rocks. Even dragons aren't their problem in the dream world. So how is a meteor their problem? That's why it makes me wonder if this is another universe and not the dream world. I had to see. And so, like, when I went back to sleep, instead of seeing the meteor close up and about to hit Earth, I don't know if I went back in time in that dream or what, or in like a different spot maybe, that didn't get affected by the first meteor that hit that showed me. And I was like looking up in the sky, and you would see the sun, and under the sun, or not even, it was like under to the left side of the sun, you would see like what looked like another sun. But if you looked really closely at it, you would see it looked like the moon. And it had a cloud around it because it was coming straight toward Earth. And it got bigger and bigger within seconds. I swear it was so crazy. It was like, when you seen it coming at you and looking around, and at the second time I went to sleep, the second time I wasn't really at the same place. Wherever that universe was, it was like, at first I started at the poor place, because all these people looked like us, basically. Okay, poor people. And then, but the second time I went to sleep, I was in like a futuristic part of the world where it's like people had flying cars and stuff. And even then, people were like looking up and trying to figure out what to do. No one could figure out what to do, even still, with flying cars. I thought, let's get on a ship or get on a flying car and let's just fly in the sky while this thing strikes down, because there's like no way we could stop it. That thing was it was like half the size of the sun. The second one I see. Or not half the size, but 1/4 the size of the sun. It just looked like it was half the size of the sun because it kept getting closer and closer. Every time I looked at it, it was crazy. I sat there and I tried to figure out what to do. What do you do in this situation when you see a meteor coming down? And honestly, there's nothing you really could do. Even with flying, even if you got access to flying ships, it's like, you're screwed. And it's like, you don't really do much. Here's something that really, is on my mind. In the first part of the dream, where it's like the poor part of the universe, where all the regular looking people, they looked more happy before the meteor struck. In fact, I think I was the only one freaking out when I saw the meteor coming down. Everyone else looked like, they were looking at it, but they weren't freaked out about it. And then in the second part, when I went back to sleep, those people, the rich people, they were freaked out about it. They're running around like chickens, like how a chicken runs around with its head cut off, basically. They're running around in circles. They weren't even looking at the meteor. They weren't able to find, and what that tells me is the rich people weren't able to find peace, but the poor people were able to find peace. Basically, I'm sure if I was put in that dream a little bit earlier, instead of right when the impact zone happened, I'd seen that those people in the first dream were like probably saying their goodbyes and stuff like that to each other, getting ready for that impact. That's probably what I missed in that first dream. Now here's the part I don't get. What was I seeing? Was I seeing something that was happening in the dream universe or something that was happening in another universe? And geez, there's not really much you could do when it comes to meteor strikes. In fact, I mean, we have some plans against meteor strikes. We know how to divert the meteor, but when it comes down to it, we can't like just straight up blast the meteor and blow it up into pieces, because that'd be like the worst outcome. Because then you got a asteroid shower, instead of a meteor strike. An asteroid shower, at least the Earth would be able to survive that. But the thing is, you'd still lose a lot of lives in an asteroid shower, meteor shower, instead of just one giant meteor. Either way, both of them could take a bunch of lives. So it's a hard thing to figure out how to solve. I couldn't figure it out. I sat there and tried. I looked at all the ships they had, and even looking at their biggest warships, spaceships that were like had lasers on them. I looked at them and I looked at that giant meteor and I was like, I don't think that'll work. Like I always came up with the same solution. We're screwed. We're screwed. And I was like those people in the first stream though. Even though everyone else was like running around scared, I was like the people in the first stream. Like I came at the peace with what's happening. I was just trying to figure out if there's something that we could do to prevent it within the last 10 minutes. And I don't think there is. But yeah, that was a crazy dream I had. Well, my dream warned me about something happening in Dream World like that, something really serious and big. I thought, I don't know, I thought it was just going to be something, fun and something that people with lucid dreaming could take care of. I mean, if you're like, I don't know, maybe if you're a pro lucid dreamer, that's the thing. I'm not a pro lucid dreamer. I'm more of an amateur to almost a pro lucid dreamer, okay? So like I got like 40% of the power. Meanwhile, the pro lucid dreamers would have 100% of the power in their dreams. So maybe they just called out to the wrong one, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe there is no pro lucid dreamers out there yet, and all we got is 40%ers. Maybe. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that dream I shared with you all. I thought it was a crazy one. I thought, this is cool. I had to share it with you all. Yeah, pretty wild, isn't it?
What to say when they interrupt you. Number one, the first time they interrupt, say nothing. Not all interruptions are bad. Maybe they have ADHD. Maybe they're just super excited about something. Rather than responding really strong and coming on aggressively, just let them take the floor and listen. Number two, if they interrupt you again, stop them and use their name. For example, Jefferson, I cannot hear you when you interrupt me. I'm sorry, I can't hear you when you interrupt me. So let me speak and then it's your turn. What you're saying is, I gave you the opportunity to talk. I'm now afforded that same opportunity. Number three, if you need to be more forceful, try this. Use their name, but say it slower. For example, Jefferson, I will listen to you when I am finished. Or, Jefferson, I want to listen to you, but you need to let me finish. And that's what to say when somebody interrupts you. Straight.
That's something I got to work on. When I get interrupted, I go 0 from 100 real well. Try not to, but it happens at times.